Okay, so you told me this is a slope. This is your rise over run. What's the 2? Your Y-intercept. Okay? So we're going to start with plotting the Y-intercept. And then what direction do I move to get a new point? Slope, yeah? Then over 1 up, right 2. Good. 1 up, right 2. It's positive, so we're going right up. And then we always move right. This line is y equals 1/2 x plus 2. That's the equation of that line, right? So what we've always done is found the points on the line. We wanted an equal to symbol. So our solution was anything on that line. Y equals 1/2 x plus 2. So what if we wanted to graph an inequality? Well, everything up here is what we call above the line. Does that make sense? Everything here would be below the line. Fair enough? So above the line would be the inequality. Y is greater than the line 1/2 x plus 2. So we call that line our boundary line when we're graphing an inequality. Okay? So this is the boundary line. The line that's separating the greater than and the less than. So this is above our line. Okay? And anything in that area, so a highlighter is nice. Anything up in this area is above the line. It's part of y is greater than. Okay? You might, well, I'm going to color both sides. Okay? Now, underneath, we would call that below the line, or y is less than, our y values are less than the line 1/2 x plus 2, that boundary. So any point below would satisfy the inequality y is less than 1/2 x plus 2. Yay, coloring so fun. You don't do it enough, right? So here's about greater than, here's less than. And that's what we're going to be graphing. Y is greater or y is less than. And the line, the actual line is what we call a boundary line. Now, let's just jump right into it. Any questions so far? Does this make sense if this is above? Okay? And how you can check your answers, you can use a test point. So give me any point above the line that's not on the line. Oops. Okay, 4 and x is 4. Oh, you're doing below. What did I say? Did I say below? Above? -6, +4. Okay? Above. So, if I choose that as my test point, if I plug it into the inequality, y is 4 should be greater than 1/2 times -6 plus 2. Well, let's check if that's true. What is 1/2 times -6? -3 plus 2 is? -1. We got it. Yeah, our brain's totally working this stuff. Is that true? Is 4 greater than -1? Yeah. Right? And we can also test the other side. For the equation y is less than 1/2 x plus 2. Pick any point less than. What's the easiest one? 0, 0. Okay, I'm going to use that as my test point. Because it's if 0, 0 is available, may as well take it. Okay, is 0 less than, what's 1/2 times 0 plus 2? 2. Is 0 less than 2? Yeah. Okay, and so we can actually check that we shaded the correct portion of our graph. Because we're either going to be graphing this side, y is less than, or we'll graph y is greater. Okay, and we'll be shading our graph. well, let's go through a couple examples. Yeah, you'll see. Let's go through this one. So our first step when we're graphing a linear inequality is to do what? Isolate y. So we're first going to isolate y. So let's do that. Holy smokes, why did we close that door? Okay, so what did you do? Yeah, you could do that. Actually, I'm not going to do that only for educational purposes. You can totally do that and get the same answer. Okay? So for educational purposes, don't trip over that cord.
I almost did, actually.
I know, I saw that. Okay, -5 is greater than what? Oh, let's keep it mx plus b. I know. Let's do -2x plus x. Although it's the same thing, and you could probably interpret it just fine. Okay, then next we divide everything by -5. What do you have to remember when we divide by a negative? We switch the inequality sign. Yeah. So instead, it's actually y is less than -2 divided by -5, 2 over 5x minus 2. Okay? Now, we're actually graphing a boundary line. That's what we want to do, is we want to graph the boundary line. Now, there is a difference between less than and less than and equal to. Okay? So if we're graphing a less than or a greater than, it's going to be a dashed boundary. Oh my. So exciting. And only if it's greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, will it be a solid boundary line. Okay? So that's how we distinguish between greater than less than versus greater than equal to less than equal to. Okay? So let's graph our boundary line. What's the first thing we're going to plot? The y-intercept is -2 and slope up to right 5 or down to left 5. Okay, when we connect this, what do we want to do? Dashed. So rulers would be helpful. I can give you a ruler during your exam if you need it. So that's our boundary. That's the boundary that separates the y is greater than or y is less than, that boundary line. Now, what do we want to graph? Do we want to do greater than or less than?
Greater than.
We want to graph y is less than. So that means, do we want above or below? Below. Okay? Now, it might be obvious when your slope is really small where below is. This is where your robot dance is helpful. Okay? Because sometimes if you have a really steep line, it's really hard to tell where above or below is. Okay? Like a line like this. Okay? Where is above the line? On the left. You're right. Okay? Where's the, if it goes like this, where's above? On the right. Okay? So how do we figure that out? Well, I like to use my robotic dance moves. So you wouldn't go like this if you're a robot. But like that. Okay? Positive slope, negative slope. Got it? So above the line is the top of your arm. Below the line is the bottom of your arm. Quite simply. Super easy, right? What? Okay, so here I am with my paper. I have positive slope, left arm, right? Negative, positive. So where's below going to be? Below this part of my arm. So everything below. There's our shading. Okay? Harmon. What don't you get about my awesome dance moves? Okay, you don't understand what? That side. Okay, because we're graphing y less than. Less than equals below. If it said y is greater, we always read y first. Yeah, the inequality tells you what direction. Oh, because we flipped it. Yeah. Got it? Okay. So, can I check my work? How? Random point. Guys, so your check is a random point. Pick a random point in here.
-4 and 3.
-4. Zero. How about 0 and -4? Okay, 3 and -4. So, to check your work, guys, there's really no excuse that you're shading the wrong direction, because if you shaded the right direction and you check your work, it should be true. So is, go always back to the original, 2 times your x minus 5 times your y greater than 10. Okay? Stop. Guys, go on talking. No, it's tough. I know it's talking. Double check that I shaded the right area. I pick any point in the shaded area and plug it into the original and make sure it's true. So, what is 2 times 3? 6. What's negative 5 times -4? Plus 20, which adds to? Is 26 greater than 10? Yes. If I had 26 is less than 10, is that true? No, so that would be false. I shouldn't have that area shaded. So any point in the shaded area will work inside that inequality. Okay? So any point in the shaded area will work inside that inequality. Will be true. You plug it in. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, turn the page if you got notes. Try this one.
Can we do it the same way you did it? Can we just flip?
You can add y to x. Make sure if you do that, if you do plus y to both sides and then -2, right? So you're getting 4x minus 2 less than or equals y. Then you read that as y is greater or equals. Yeah. So there is 2 ways. You'll get the same answer.
So you can just put it in as 4x minus 2 equals y, and then you just put it up.
So you can, yeah, you're graphing. You could start by graphing y equals 4x minus 2. And then once you get your line, you can figure out is it above or below. And you could just even use a test point to figure it out. Okay. Remember, your slope is always the coefficient of x. If it's not a fraction, you need to turn it into a fraction. Okay, how'd it go? You done? You should have had a slope of 4/1. Okay, and a y-intercept of -2. Okay, solid or dashed line? Why is it solid? Because it has the equal to. Good. So solid line connecting the boundary line. Okay. We're making a boundary. All right, now the question is, above or below? Above, because when you read this as y is greater. So greater than or equal to. So above. Okay, so above the line. Now robot arms. Left or right? Left. Got it. Yay! And then you get to color. So much fun, or shade. I don't, but I actually don't. I heard they're fun and good with stress relief. But I don't have time for coloring. I wish I need to make time. Okay. I went over. I shouldn't have gone over the line. Oops. I'm really bad at coloring. I should go back to grade 1. Can't color in the lines. Okay. How do I check to see if I've colored the right area? Okay, pick a random point. Yay, thank you. Pick any point. As long as it's in that boundary. Okay? Easy? Yeah? What did we do? First step. Tell me what we did. First step. Isolate y. Good. What was the second thing we did? We graphed the line. What did we have to remember when we graphed the line? Oops, line. What did we, solid or dashed, right. So it's either going to be solid or dashed. The last thing we did. Shade. Above or below. So above is for greater than. Y, I should say y is greater than. Yeah. Wait, guys, I can't hear him. We're good? It's hot in here. That's really funny. I don't know what. Great. Oh, let me move up so you can see better. Okay, so solid. Solid and dotted, right? Those are your symptoms. Let's try one more. Call it a lesson.
One more?
Good. Okay. Try number 3. Okay, what do they tell us, guys? Intercepts. -3 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Determine the equation of the boundary line and graph it with a solid line. Shade the area below. Okay, so solid line, shade below. Connect your intercepts. If you have a ruler, it's a lot easier. You just have to connect those intercepts and extend it. So we're going to work backwards. We're going to come up with the inequality. Whoa. What do you need to make an equation of a line? Slope. So we need to find slope, and we need to find y-intercept. Okay? So tell me what one of these is. Slope is 2. You got that because you're going up 6, right 3. So 6 over 3 is the same thing as 2. 2 over 1 or 2. Yeah. Okay, y-intercept is 6. So let's start by writing the equation. What would the equation be? Y is equal, just before shading, y is equal to 2x plus 6. So because they want us to shade below, less than, or equal to, good job, Sarah. Nice catch. So because we're below, less than or equal to 2x plus 6. And the equal to is because we're solid. Are you solid? How did I get the arrow? Because we are shading below. And below equals y is less than. Okay? How do you feel about this lesson? Easy, right? Okay. I know, it's just like we do all these hard lessons and then we end with these easy ones. Okay, we're going to start.